Yes, awesome. All right. Bharti, you're there? Can we take this live?
Yeah, it is live.
It's on?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Masters. Thank you very much. Today, we are going to extend the conversation of chakras. We spoke about the first three chakras, Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipuraka, which we call the lower chakras, which are mostly aligned to our material life. They are the stepping stone for spiritual, but they also fully support the material life. What happens when you get out of Muladhara is you will no longer have the fear, you will no longer have the guilt in Swadhisthana, you no longer have the ego that I am the one attitude. You will be balancing all of them and you'll be living with harmony. Now, when you start to realize that is when we start to get to the next chakra, which is the heart chakra, Anahata. Hatha, Anahata means unstruck sound, right? The primordial sound beyond all of the creation. It is right in the center of the chest. It is the indication for compassion, unconditional love. It supports the element of air and usually resonates at a higher frequency than the lower chakras. It is at 136 or 135 above is usually where it will dwell, the energies wise, frequency. We call Anahata as the bridge to material life and to the spiritual life. So when you are in the Anahata, you are actually bridging or you are getting into the spirituality. You are now started to accept, you are started to live with your heart, you are started to accept the intuitions, the gut feelings, and everything that is centered towards your purpose. Thymus gland is what this heart supports. The heart supports for chakra, and the touch is the way that the senses work usually. What does it govern? Right? How does my Anahata chakra work? It is basically at a state of expression of love, compassion, forgiveness, any kind of connection that you can build, empathy in your relationship, the healing, and it's also a bridge between your lower chakras and higher chakras, right? A positive way to look at it is you will have a genuine expression of unconditional love for yourself and others. You will have a deep compassion, right, without boundaries. You're able to not just carry that compassion, but you're also able to give that compassion. You are more giving than living, right? You have a greater ability when you are in the Anahata space. Have greater ability to heal fully, because now you are able to receive that higher energies, which will help you healing your own system, also help heal your other bodies. Joyful relationships, free of needs, you're not no longer carried by the unwanted energies of wanting, carving. I need to have this. If I don't have it, I cannot live. Those kind of lower energies you will not be carrying, right? You are in the presence all the time. You are actually accepting the fact of life. You're trying to look the life much more inward than being outward. What are the things that typically block the progress? This is the most important. The negative state of the Anahata is a closed heart, inability to give or receive love, that unconditional love, always grieving on something or other, feeling loneliness all the time, resentment, bitterness, always trying to be dependent on things, that you are not able to enjoy life as it comes to you. Instead, we are become very possessive in life, right? And of course, lack of self expression or self compassion, all of them, hatred in some form or fashion, intimacy wise, fear and all that, right? So whatever is dwelling in some of those negative patterns is when you know that there is little bit of blocks that you have in the anahata space, right? When the energies are really working, when there is a flow of energies in the anahata, it will help you in any of the heart functioning. You'll have an absolute heart function, you'll have lung processing capability with your breath and all that. Lot of the alignments related to the lung, asthmas, any kind of issues that you have, any immune dysfunctions, thymus issues and all that, right? The shoulder, the backache, lot of tension that also goes around, everything will be blocked if your anahata is not functioning as balanced, right? All the griefy vegetables, spinach, broccolis, cucumbers, avocados, green apples, lot of these healthy foods that if you bring on, right, they will help you to circulate that energy. Herbal tea is one thing that's also good there, right? And always, when you are emotionally very active, it is like emotional active means eating with emptiness, right? You're not enjoying, you're just eating for pleasure. You're not receiving the enough cosmic energy or the energy of the fruit or the food that you are eating, right? Excessive, toxication, intoxication is also another thing that will impact heavily on your heart chakra, right? As always, trying to practice and do more of yogasana is a very good thing. Every chakra, if you want to balance, you can balance through your pranayam, or you can do a yogic exercise, or of course meditation with love and kindness. you know uh, a way of expressing through affirmations, right? I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm free, I love everyone. Some of those things will also help. The gratitude is also a very good way to uh, relax the energies in the anahata space, right? All of that, I mean, the most important things are do's and don'ts, which is what, right? Anahata means all about compassion, love, and the way of living, right? Forgiveness is the way of living. Self forgiveness, you should be able to forgive yourself, you should be able to forgive others. That's the most important thing. Allow the grief to come through, in your heart space, in your life, in the daily routines that you are doing. Allow the grief to pass through, right? You don't get stuck in the grief and then you are not living in the past, you're just flowing through it, right? And then expectations, right? When you are giving something when you are in the heart space and you are giving something, you give without expectations. That's the most important thing. You want to spend time with those who you love the most. The work of seva, the work of meditation, uh, you know you want to be with your family members that you love. Volunteering and serving others is also a very good indication of it's all working together. Now, what is that we do not, we should not, right? The don'ts of it is, don't try to suppress the grief, because what happens is it converts it classifies, right? Calcifies actually, into a bitterness within us, right? And then don't try to confuse love with possession or a conditional, control. You may have certain things that you carve for, and you may think that, hey, it is because of love I'm doing it. Don't kind of misjudge yourself, right? Don't confuse that. It's important, right? And then you also feel that I should be compassionate to myself, not to others, right? That is also another don'ts in the Anahata, right? You always needs to make sure that you are compassionate to yourself and you're also compassionate to everyone, right? And the most important at the emotional space for Anahata is grudges, right? They block. When you have a grudge on somebody and you hold that grudge for a long, long time, it creates a block in your heart space. So don't have any grudges. Don't try to bring your life into a situation where you are not able to forgive somebody and you are stuck in that space. In the past, you are stuck in the past and living in the present, right? So a lot of how do I release all these blocks is basically do meditation with a state of balance always. Feel love for nature, live in the nature. Emotions, don't try to block it, always try to accept and release it. That way you're free, flow with the with that. Compassion, when you have compassion, naturally without effort, let it happen, right? So that is Anahata, which is the bridge between your material life and the spiritual life. Then comes, once you become Anahata, once you start to understand that, then you come into the space of, once you carry that love, now you are in the space of Vishuddha, which is the throat chakra, right? Which is Vishuddha means Shuddhi, Vishesha Suddhi, Vishuddha, right? That is throat chakra, which talks about truth. Vishuddha, Vishuddhi means purification. That's what we call, right? It is in the throat and the neck area. It goes with the akasa, right? The fifth element, which is the sky, and resonates at a higher frequency above 140. Very, very, very high, because it allows you to create that expression of love and express anything that you have within you. It's an opportunity to express what you are. That's why it is connected to truth, right? Thyroid gland, parathyroid, these are the glands that I have got, right? And Shabda is the sense of it, right? So what does it govern? That's the main thing, right? Communication, authentic expression, ability for you to speak truth. You are able to listen. You are very creative through different types of sounds. Self expression, integrity, between your thoughts and your speech. It's very important because this is the words that you utter from your mouth, will tell you how you are, right? Eyes are the index of mind. Speech is the index of soul, right? It will tell you how you are living your life, right? Speaking truth with grace and very confidence, in every communication that you are doing is very, very centered towards Vishuddhi Chakra. Authentic expression in all forms. You're very authentic. You're very genuine. You are not living life two ways, right? You're living life, the way you are inner is how you express outer. Being very good, empathetic listener. You listen to everyone. You try to understand everyone's perspective. You don't go around bandwagon yourself that you are the one, right? And living with integrity, this is the most important thing. When you are in the truth, you are not just talking truth, you are living. You are an example of how you match your words to your life, right? And of course you have your creative expression, the way you present truth with your own wisdom, with your own experience, with your own understanding, genuinely putting it out there, not trying to make a novel drama, right, out of it. Instead, you're very, very, genuine in times of how you position yourself, how you state yourself. If you know, you will say you know. If you don't know, you say you don't know, right? You don't try to boost or boast yourself that you are the one. Now, what are the blocks? Negative blocks or inability to speak truth, right? Always lying, between the lying, hidden between the lines, over talking, If you're over talking all the time, you're gossiping, you're verbally very aggressive in terms of how you put yourself in any conversation, overreactive, hyper reactive, fear of judgment, you're not able to take or make a call about something, right? You are not able to express yourself as to what you want, right? Or you are not able to clearly talk about what you are going through in your mind, right? You may have certain things that you want in your life, but you're not able to ask. Inability to ask what you actually need. These are the reasons why most of the thyroid disorders and chronic sore throats are because of inability to express yourself. If you are able to start to express yourself, you will not have that, right? And then sometimes you also shut down yourself, saying that you're feeling that nobody's unheard of, they are not hearing to me, I'm an invisible person, right? And so these are the reasons why thyroid conditions happen, right? Neck pain, dental problems, lower jaw, TMJ, right? We call that. Hearing issues, the senses will also start to take effect because of that. Speech disorders, the inability to speak or cracked speak, all of that is happening because of some of the blocks that we are creating just by not allowing the flow to naturally happen, right? Again, a lot of the energy based foods we have to take, right? You have excessive sugars, you have excessive dairy, you have, physically or energetically you have constrained yourself, you're not drinking enough liquids, right? Or you are eating too much of processed food. All of them have effect here, because this is the most important gland. This is where everything comes out. So if somebody wants to know who you are, it comes from here. And you live in the truth, that's the only expression that you have, right? So a lot of the berries, they talk about blueberries, right? And purple foods are the best for you to have it here. Liquids that soothe, actually herbals and all that, they also help. It's also like, again, with yogasana you can do this meditation. It's a blue kind of sphere that you visualize, and you kind of take that energies. Singing, you express through music, like through vocal music, you're able to practice that. Then this also releases some of those blockages, right? Poetry, if you're good in poetry, it also helps to release all of that. Consciously listening in conversations, being present and listening in conversations, and only talking when there is a real need to talk or real need to express. If you are able to express yourself in that silence, you are just there. If that silence is not something the other person receives, then you express it with your words. You are very careful in choosing your right words. You're always living in the truth, just talking the truth, right? I speak my truth, I am heard, my voice matters. In a lot of affirmations you can, like, there will be so many of affirmations on this space of throat, right? Vishuddhi, that you can look at and then see how you want to progress yourself. Now, what are the do's, right? Speaking truth, even when your voice shakes, even when there is a situation that is not in your favor, speaking truth. Only a brave can speak truth. You have to be brave. If you are living in truth, you should be able to express your truth. The good part is chanting, toning your voice, singing, humming daily. A lot of those things also help you to relax your thyroid muscles here, right? Always try to be very articulative. If you haven't heard about something or you wanted to express something, journaling is a beautiful way to express. your voice in your own way, right? Practicing deep, full listening without interruption, practicing a sense of silence in the space of in the space of Vishuddha, keeping your words energetically. Those are all the things that will help us to keep the chakra balanced. What are the don'ts? We always try to lie between the words. We say yes, but you actually mean no, or you say no and you actually mean yes, right? And of course, we always judge, we always gossip, you always comment on situations, you actually compare and you contrast things. What happens when you do some of those things is it corrupts the vibration state of your throat. The throat's vibrations get disturbed when you actually try to talk in a lower vibration or lower things, right? You're judging someone, or you are gossiping on some certain topics, or you're commenting deeply on a subject. Some of those things will affect the throat. And then where there is an opportunity for you to express, you express it genuinely and very authentically. You're not afraid of the situation. You're not going to be keep silencing yourself, even though there is an opportunity for you to say the right things. And of course, the most important thing in this space is lying. Always, always avoid lying, my dear masters, my dear friends. This lying blocks the chakra. It will block. So remember, Vishuddha, do not lie. Living in truth is Vishuddha. Expressing in truth, talking truth, that is Vishuddha. That is how you balance this. Chanting, most of the voice therapies, you have like so many other ways, right? You're trying to do conversations, and then you are doing a lot of neck massage and a lot of those things. Wherever you have blocks in your throat area, neck area, if you are able to release some of those things, whether at a physical level, astral level, mental level, whatever capacity, a lot of those things are going to help you to get to the next level, right? Living in that clarity is more important, because now you have gotten into a state of expression where whatever you are trying to learn, now you are able to express that learning in a very genuine way. You are no longer hiding in shadows. You are out in the world expressing the truth, right? Truth is coming out as an expression from you. So a beautiful state to be on, which is the Vishuddha Chakra. Then comes the Ajna Chakra, which is your third eye chakra. Almost all the sixth chakra that you get into. After that, the seventh one is only a sthiti, which is Sahasrara. Ajna means command, right? The command, the seat of the Guru, where the wisdom dwells, the knowledge dwells. It is between the eyebrows that you have it. It is a violet blue color. The earlier one was blue color. This is a violet blue color that you come, and then that's the color that it dwells there. It is more than 200, 210 or 220, if I remember. Right? Ajna Chakra dwells at energy frequency of 220 and above. Very high frequency. Pituitary gland, master gland, the endocrine system, right? That supports your entire third eye visualization. We call it Divya Chakshu. The most important chakra of all, right? Which will take you into the realm of divinity, right? Which will keep you in the life of divinity. Ajna Chakra. So this is where you have that connection between you as human and you as a divine, right? You are trying to get into that intuitional state. You are having those inner visions. You are very insightful. You are very imaginative. Your perception beyond the physical realm, a lot of those things, right? Your psychic abilities will grow. You are in the metaphysical space. You are in the witness consciousness, the most important one. And you have wisdom. You no longer carry the knowledge, but you carry wisdom. That is Anahata. What is wisdom? Is knowledge plus your own experience. Whatever that you learn from scriptures, whatever you learn from books, whatever you heard from grandmasters, now you have your own experience towards it. That's what wisdom. A very positive way to balance your Ajna Chakra is your intuitive capabilities. You are trusting your intuitions. You are very sharp, you are very centered, you are very, very focused, and you hear your intuitions and you take them very seriously. You trust your intuitions. A very clear insight into situations and the people surrounding you. You're not just taking their word, you're just exchanging that energy. You are in that state, you are in the insight, a clear insight into situations, and you are able to look at the people. You have very good access to the inner wisdom and higher guidance. You go beyond, like I said, metaphysical state. So you are in that space of guidance where you are receiving information for processing. Always have meaningful dreams, always have correlation, from your life, how your life is happening, and what are the things that you are planning to learn. You see the patterns, you see the deeper truth as it stands. That is Agna. Awareness. You are living in the awareness, observing without reacting. The most beautiful state of Agna Chakra is you are now starting to live in the witness consciousness. What are the things that will block the state? The mental confusion, the mental fog, mental confusion, and your indecision, right? They block the progress here. Inability to trust your own intuition because of heavy logical mind. Your logic mind is always coming in between your intuitions. People get nightmares in dreams, disturbed sleeps, poor memory. They are not able to remember things, the basic things. Very dogmatic thinking, just go with kind of an attitude, very rigid in their behavior, can't see beyond literally what they see. They don't accept anything beyond the fact, right? You are living in a phobia of hallucination, a fantasy world, or probably, the better way to say is the delusions, right? You are living in delusion. These are all the blocks that you create with Agna. Frequent headaches. Every 2 days you have headaches. Every 3 days you're not feeling happy. Your vision problems, you can't see much. It's not because of the age, it's because of the blocks that you are creating, the physical blocks that get created, or the astral or the emotional or mental blocks that gets created within your space of Agna, that you have vision issues, right? Migraines is a beautiful thing. Disturbance in your hormonal imbalances is also because of this. All of the glands get impacted. Sinuses issues, a lot of the neurological issues that you go through, sleep disorders, everything is affected because your Agna is not clear. It is not processing the energies as it should. Because of that blockage, you will have a lot of things happening to you, right? Now, as we said, it's a purple and indigo color coming together. You have to eat berries. You have to eat good, eggplant is a very good food here. Dark chocolate, they say it also gives you ability for omega 3 rich foods, right? Walnuts kind of thing. And contrast to other chakras, this chakra allows you to go deeper if you are fasting. In other chakras, you are supposed to eat lighter foods to make sure that you are intermittently doing things and all that. But in this chakra, fasting is a good thing because it is a traditional way to fast and go deeper in your state of meditation so that you are able to open your chakra, Ajna Chakra. Obviously, intoxication is one thing that will affect the Ajna Chakra. It will create a lot of blocks. Heavy processed food should be avoided all the times. Sugars should be avoided, right? Always when you eat a lot of sugars, lot of even if you eat like three ice creams, or too many sweets, it creates a mental fog. You can try that, right? It will like numb the thing for some time, your ability to psychologically process things. You will be fine, but you get like excess kind of a thing. You may not be making decisions in a rightful spirit, right? And this chakra requires you to practice, practice, practice. This is not something that you do it one time and leave it. This is probably one of the highest states in your chakra balancing process. So you have to make sure that whatever you are doing, you have to practice for a long, long time for it to really work. Meditation again is a beautiful way. you know uh, we do have other techniques for, it's called trataka. A fixed gaze candle meditation is also something that it's out there that people do for uh, opening third eye, just for third eye, nothing else, right? It's not recommended, but they do it. Indigo flame, for third eye. Witnessing, if you are able to live in that witness consciousness based upon the wisdom that you carry, you are in that agna space, right? You are very genuine and authentic, not because you are trying to understand, it is because you are living that way, right? You are able to express the truth as truth because you are living. That's why it's called guru chakra, right? It's the most important state to be in. Obviously, there are things that you can do, you cannot do. I mean, meditation, those who are in the agna space, they do meditation every single day, especially the silence meditation, witness based, awareness based meditation, right? If you are doing it daily, right? And you record and reflect your dreams, uh, not because every day you want to go through it, but once in a while, just making sure that your sleeping patterns are in line, right? Always you trust your gut feeling, you act on your intuition, you don't just go blindly do things. You pause, you reset, you wait and act with good conviction, with greater wisdom, and a beautiful understanding of every situation. That is Agna, if you are living it. You always want to, you have that urge or the interest to pursue wisdom based study, right? You will get into Vedanta, you will get into philosophy, you will look at sacred texts, you will understand truth as it stands. You want to listen to more truth, what other grandmasters have spoken about, different perspectives of truth you want to hear, you want to look at the variations of the truth. It's all about trying to become more wisdom centered, right? You're very interested to spend time in silence, right? To understand your sensory perceptions, you are interested to, because you are guru means you have the control. You understand, not control. You understand your senses, you understand your mind, the concept of intelligence, the concept of bodies. So you are living in that space, trying to make sure that you know what to do, what not to do. Exactly, right? Now, what are the drones that happen, right? You will, when you get an intuition, you try to override with your logic every time. You don't believe in intuition or gut feeling, right? You are very, how do I say that? Very excessively watching information or grasping information from outside, right? Whether it is watching TV or you're watching too much of news, or you're like you are always outside, outside perceptions are more than your inward, because it clutters your inner visions. When you are open too much for outside, because all of that information, all of that stuff, whatever you are out is coming inside, and for you to process all of that, that's a block. And Ajna Chakra requires us to be in a very open perception. If you are trying to be dogmatic in terms of how you look at things, you're trying to correlate things and connect the dots and seeing that this is how it is, this is, you're always trying to put some kind of reasoning behind it. That is not that, right? And people also do to force. They forcefully use their psychic techniques to open it. When you do that, you will block. You will create blocks in Ajna, right? Always the best way to open a chakra is in its natural way to unfold it. Do not force it by doing things like even Trataka, meditation, or yoga, or dream journaling, a lot of lucid dreaming. A lot of things are available out there that help you to get into the Agna space, but they are only helping you when you are in the natural state. Don't try to just do that and then let go of meditation and like look yourself that, okay, I'm going to open my chakra of my third eye, and then I'm not going to work on my other chakras, right? So then you are creating a lot of imbalance in your system, and of course that will have very side effects wise, it's very, very pretty solid, that you will go through a lot of pain and all that. I mean, this is true for all chakras, especially when you come to the Agna and all that, because the energies levels are pretty high. If you are opening it up and then you don't have a way to balance it, you will have a lot of issues, right? Disorders, psychological disorders, delusional patterns, overreactive, a lot of things happen, without your control. You get spontaneous reactions, you go crazy sometimes. A lot of these are because of your Agna not being in balance, right? Some things, some news will upset you quite a bit suddenly, and you are stuck in that. You cannot come out of that news. You're not living in the truth, but you are pretending to be living in the truth. Then everything that is happening surrounding it, you will start to see reacting, right? So for those who are in the Agna space, daily meditation is a must, because you need to have your inner space, because now you are no longer living the life from the outer, you are living the life from inner. Your inner is reflecting your outer. You realize the truth now, right? You are almost there. Thoughts will arise, but you are no longer carried away with your thoughts. You witness your thoughts, you understand how the patterns of thoughts come, where the thoughts are coming from, how they're impacting or influencing your life in a particular given situation, how to deal with them, how to manage them. You have a greater understanding of all that. You watch, you become a witness conscious even for your own thoughts, right? It is very important, because if some of these things is what you are seeing, then you are in that space, then you have to develop it to balance it. Most of the time we try to look at it from a negative perspective. Okay, these are the things happening, I'm not there, right? It should always be, okay, here are the things that help me get there, because that positive attitude should always be there to be in that particular chakra. It's very, very important, right? And your understanding capability, your ability to grasp and receive information is also very, very high. You're no longer reacting to situations, you're just responding, and you are more listening than talking. So that is Ajna Chakra, right? Because you have greater understanding now. Now comes the final one, which is the Sahasrara, the seventh chakra, which we'll talk in a few minutes and then we'll wrap here. Sahasra means thousand. In Sanskrit, it's called Ananta, right? We call it thousand petaled lotus, right? But in Sanskrit, if you say Sahasra means Ananta. Ananta means so many variations of truth are available, right? It's a most important, it's included as part of the chakras, but In reality, it is sthiti, it is a state. Sahasrara is the crown chakra, we call it, but it's a state in which you are dwelling. You are dwelling, and that state is where now you have realized, now that you have realized the truth, you understood the whole concept of truth, and you are living in the truth. You are breathing and living in the truth. Now you come out and serve, service, seva in the truth. That is Sahasrara. It's violet, white. It's a beautiful, pure consciousness. What is the element? The element is beyond sky, is only pure consciousness. Everything that is dwelling in all pervading Brahman, right? That is Sahasrara. Energies are pretty very high. Energy frequencies are more than 950 or so hertz. So very beautiful energies you dwell in when you are in Sahasrara. Pranava Omna Omkaram, silence, or Nada Omkaram is the sound that goes there, the thousand petal, the full blossoming of the self. Pineal gland is a source for that. It's pure knowledge, right? Beyond your senses, you are carrying that pure knowledge. It's called Gnana. In Sanskrit, we call it Gnana. Right? The pure consciousness, that's what you live in. Spiritual, you are living spiritually now. Your material life and spiritual life have come and merge it together. There is no spiritual life, there is no material life anymore. They both came together. You are in the unity consciousness always. You are liberated now, moksha. You carry the divine intelligence and the bliss of Ananda, right? Which allows you to, which has actually given you an opportunity to dissolve your own ego into the absolute. Very profound state. A lot of the grand masters are all in this state. That's why when they are expressing, they are not expressing themselves as individuals, they are expressing themselves as universe. Profound connection to your divinity, universal consciousness, living in the space of surrender and truth with trust. You no longer are living for yourself, you are living for everyone else. Effortless flowing of spirituality. You no longer try to learn things, things happen through you. Knowledge flows through you, wisdom flows through you, right? Always in the state of samadhi, right? We call that beyond the state of mind, we call it culmination. That culmination, that union is what you are in. You are compassionate, you're living as an embodiment of love, and you are the expression at which the only thing that matters to you is gratitude. Ego cannot survive at this state. It loses its grip. And peace is your natural state of living. You're always in the inner peace. Nothing can disturb you. No matter what may be happening outside, what may be happening inside, nothing can disturb your peace if you are in this state. Now, the positive side, right? What are the blocks? Spiritually, you're disconnected, right? Existential emptiness. Sometimes you feel like you have achieved enough, and then you're saying that, okay, I'm good. And then you lost yourself in that process, right? You are very rigid in the aspects of your material life, right? You don't want to accept anything beyond the physical sense, right? You are very depressing on your own life, on your own way of looking at things, and you don't want to accept the soul concept, right? You don't accept spirituality as spirituality. It can be spiritually you're not there, that can be a block, or spiritually you are arrogant, that can be a block too. Your ego is wearing your spiritual clothes, right? That can be an issue too in the state of crown chakra. Always trying to talk things about it, but you don't live in that wisdom, right? Physical issues and all that. Obviously, because it's connected here, you will have, neurological disorders. There is a lot of physically things will happen to you. very sensitivity to light, your sleeping habits, you will have frequent migraines, disassociation to things. It's a very common thing in people living in Sahasrara, because they usually are trying to live moment by moment, right? And you are trying to live for future, or you are living in the past. Those are all blocks. Sattvic food, what do you eat is like Sahasrara is light sattvic food, fruits, grains, water, you know um, leaves. A lot of the fasting, intermittent fasting, because it is not about trying to live the life to the fullest. It is all about giving the life, right? Subtracting that heaviness from your life, reducing that heaviness from your life. So you prefer to fast, you prefer to intermittently eat a little bit here and there. You love nature. You're always, you prefer silence, right? It's a true nourishment for Sahasrara. Of course, tamasic food, rajasic food, right? Any non-vegetarians or any of the non-vegetarian, right, which is like tamasic, alcoholic, intoxicated, heavily processed foods, uh, heavy eating all the time, morning, 4 times a meal you do. A lot of these things, will create blocks in your crown space, right? Only through your lightedness, when you are very light, you have those beautiful intuitions that are coming your way. Energy is flowing, the cosmic energy is actually coming through your Sahasrara. So you need to let it flow. When you are eating heavy, your mind is preoccupied with the thoughts. When thoughts are heavy, it blocks the progress of cosmic energy, right? It will block the flow of cosmic energy. So it will create blocks there. And pure awareness, you are living in pure awareness. Meditation wise also, you are no longer a subject object, you are living in a pure awareness. You no longer do visualizations, you no longer run through your sound decibels of mantras and all that. You are resting as a witness in itself. Savikalpa, Nirvikalpa. The highest of the order is Nirvikalpa, right? This is what you would always look at. Selfless service is an expression here. The practice is selfless service, surrendering your life to the divine. And then you prefer, or you always want to listen or study Advaita, right? Vedantas, the prayer of surrenders, Advaita, right? All that subject that dwells you in the self and consciousness, that is where you are on. Your realm is on that. You always want to learn about those things. You're no longer learning about the worldly mysteries and all that. You still hear about things happening in life, but you're not carried away. Your heart is always in that space of oneness, the divine oneness. So this is the most important chakra. This is only when you come into this chakra is when we release from the earthly bound. You will be given that moksha, right? Meditation in pure silence, the do's aspect of it. You are no longer following a technique. You are no longer looking at the mind. You are no longer looking at bodies. You are living as pure consciousness itself, right? You are always living in that surrender, in the moment of that surrender. It's called prapatti. Prapatti means surrender. There is no control. There is nothing you urge that I need to make this happen. Everything happens through you. Selfless service. You love to spend time in nature and sacred places and always live with the truth and like minded people. Right? Non dualistic wisdom is what you wanted to always live and surrounded with. Now, don'ts is it is very interesting for Sahasrara. The don'ts are basically you are using spirituality as an excuse to escape your life, right? You are not duty bound. You are escaping from your duty, and you are using spirituality as an excuse to not do it, right? That's why integration is an integral part. It's a very essential part of spirituality. If you wanted to dwell in Sahasrara, integration is very, very essential. Right? And of course, with the mind, you always have this concern about your own spiritual experience. Don't mistake your spiritual experience for permanent realization. They are two different things. You may have so many things happening to you in your meditation, but that has nothing to do with permanent realization. As much as you dwell in your experiences of meditation, you are feeding your spiritual ego. My awakening, my enlightenment, my experiences, my third eye, my visions, my astral travel, all those are feeding your ego, right? That has nothing to do with your realization. Only living in the pure state of consciousness is Sahasrara. Deep meditation retreats, you love to go there. You always want to get associated with that. You wanted to be in the deeper silence. You wanted to understand about awareness, pure consciousness. What is the full stretch of liberation, realization? Some of these things are very heart touchy for you as Sahasrara, right? Because now you no longer are carrying the wisdom and the knowledge that you possess and living with that experience. Now you are also become the expression of it from a universe. So universe will use you for the work, the divine oneness work that you are here for. So you no longer are gonna live for your own self. You are living selflessly even for others. That is what happens. This is not, that's why we call it is not a chakra, because the one who is experiencing this chakra is no longer there, because it is only pure consciousness aware of itself in Sahasrara. So the lotus is fully open. What happens at that point is there is nothing like somebody enjoying in this body, right? You are the pure awareness aware of itself. That's it. That is the only state you are in. That's why it's called Ananda Sthiti. Sahasrara is Ananda Sthiti. The infinite bliss is with you. The existential bliss is with you. So the more and more you start to look at Sahasrara, that is where we all have to come to, right? When you start from Muladhara, you try to understand how you're grounding, you're anxious, your fears, a lot of them you're working on. You come to Swadhisthana, you are creativity, you're flowing, you are alive, you are trying to get out of your blocked guilt, shame, what are the things that are blocking, you try to work on all those things in your material life. Then you come to Manipuraka, you become more confident, powerful, very directive in your life. You understand how the life happens, you want the power. But then you also realize that things like overreacting, over powerful, feeding my ego, right? Name and fame can only take me so far. Then there is a lot of learning at that space. Then you come into the bridge chakra, Anahata, where you started to open yourself, saying that it is not just name and fame for me. I have to live for everyone. Then you express that compassion. You live with a lot of openness, and you release lot that is holding that lower chakra vibrations, right? Anahata kind of connects the spirituality and material life. Then comes into Vishuddha. With that opening up, you are now ready to serve, live in the truth, talk about it as expression. You are very silent, you let go of the dishonesty, you stop lying, you live inside and outside with the same kind of expression. Then goes into the state of Agna, where now with that talking, now you are actually living in that wisdom. You properly plot everything together. You are very clear, you are very intuitive, you are living in the witness consciousness. Absolutely, all the doubts that you were dwelling in your own experiences, everything is resolved now. You have full blown wisdom. Now you are able to live the life with Sahasrara, which is the final state that brings you into the state of emptiness or liberation, where you don't run for meaning, because you are the meaning, right? That is where the enlightened state comes in. So as you serve in each of these things, this can be one lifetime, this can be multiple lifetimes, depending upon where you are, how you are developing. You can connect the dots as to what chakra is hyperly, active or underperforming, or where and all chakras are operating. It is very likely possible that all the chakras are functioning for some of us, and you may be learning one thing at one chakra, you may be dwelling in state 4, but you are learning something in state 1, because everything is interconnected. These are all junction boxes. If you remember, when we started this last week, we said chakras are nothing but junction boxes where the energy circulates. So any blocks in that boxes will have a cascaded impact, 4 to 1 or 6 to 2, like that, right? Everything has got impact to each other. So the more and more you start to understand and live by the code, you will be able to release all that what you carry together. So knowing it is one thing, living is another thing. In all the 6 chakras or 7 chakras we talked about, one thing that is common is meditation. If you are able to meditate every single day in a natural way, without any techniques or as such, just breath awareness, then you will start to release all the blocks within your chakras. It can happen simultaneously, it can happen sequentially. Depends upon how you are receiving the energies. And as you keep receiving that cosmic energy, slowly there will be a shift happening, which is where we talk about, Shushumna getting activated, Ida Pingala getting, served with the energies and all that. So that will happen very naturally. We don't have to force anything to happen there. All right. I know it's about 10:17. We took a little longer today, because I just want to close the subject for topic today. Any questions?
Yeah, Anil Garu, good evening.
Yes, ma'am.
So, since 2 weeks or something, I think we started 11th. That time has been for fast, and I can feel if you're talking snake. When I close my eyes, I can feel the snake sensation here. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, s- that's the latest update from my progress.
Good. Just don't pay too much attention.
Yeah. Not paying attention, but I'm enjoying. So, because with that, I mean, wherever I sit, I want to simply sit and stay calm. I'm enjoying that sensations.
Yes, absolutely. Wherever your attention goes, your prana goes, right? Prana flows. So just let everything come to you, go, but you live in that state of awareness. Getting used to being in awareness is the most beautiful thing one can do, because that's the gate for enlightenment. You want to become the pure consciousness, you want to live with the expression of universe or unity or divine oneness, we call, then awareness alone matters. And that's where your attention should be, whether you are in the meditation or outside the meditation. Try to bring your attention towards that awareness. Then you are, just matter of time, you will be there. The Kundalini Shakti, the so-called the dormant energy that we call it Muladhara, right, will get awakened through sadhana, right? As you do a specific sadhana, you can awaken it, open it, you can raise the consciousness, you can get into that one chakra after other and all. But when you become more aware, everything else, because you don't want to become somebody, when everything is not, you start to say that whatever I recognized myself, I let go, then what is left is liberation, what is left is moksha. That's why only in the state of awareness you get enlightened. Enlightenment is not a goal, It can never be a goal because it's not a future thing. Enlightenment always happens in the present. And that, for us to get that, the gate is awareness. So whenever you get experiences, you just glance that experience and then you put that in the garbage and then move on. The reason why we should do that is if you dwell in that experience, then your attention is going to the experience. Who is the one giving that experience? It is your mind giving you that experience. And when your mind is giving you the experience in meditation and your attention is going towards that, then your mind is going up.
Okay, got it. Mm.
So, what happens? You are supposed to talk about that experience. Hey, I have got this experience, and then let go and then move on.
Mm.
But instead, if we try to analyze that experience, then your attention is going into that experience. The moment your attention goes, your prana flows through that, and that experience starts to grow, which will
Okay.
create a block in your own progress,
Okay, okay.
which will hinder your progress in meditation. Because now that experience is what you will be getting all the time.
Mm.
You're not in the truth anymore. You're not in awareness is gone.
Mm.
So it is okay to talk, but don't dwell in that experience.
Okay. Okay. So when we run satsangs, it is moving to next level like stillness. But whereas in I'm doing home, I will be having that sensations a lot. If I listen your videos or Patriji's or whatever the videos I listen, immediately it triggers. So
That's it.
that's better. Mm.
Whatever you get it right. Only thing that you should remember is if you sat in meditation or even outside, how much time were you in awareness? That is your measure. That alone is your measure. Because that alone is the gate to become the truth. Right? Everything else is taking you away from it. Only that one thing will take you into it. There are 1,000 different ways that you sit in meditation, you get 1,000 different experiences, right? Out of all these, there is only one that takes you into the truth. Everything else is connected to Maya.
Mm.
You will have beautiful time, you will have a lot of energies, you will feel this, you will feel that, all that will be there. You will, it will be hard for you to resist, you know. Like yesterday we were doing Paurnami meditation, Buddha Paurnima, right? Lot of energies, everybody felt, you know, all that. But at the end of it, if you are living in the truth, you don't get carried away with that. The only thing that you measure is, okay, am I aware? How much of my meditation was I aware?
Mm.
Awareness means not sleeping. In awareness, you are alert.
Mm.
You're observing everything physically, emotionally, mentally, you know, spiritually, even your spiritual bodies, you're observing. You're just observing, nothing. You are the one knowing, you are the one seeing. That there is no doing aspect of it. That gap is what will determine how your quality of meditation happen. Right? You can tell you have sat for 4 hours. Out of that 4 hours, if you tell me, okay, I was in that state of awareness, because when you are in awareness, you are alert. You're not sleeping. You're not trance. You don't remember. A lot of those things, whatever we are saying, is not awareness. Awareness means you are there. You are just there.
Mm-hmm.
Based on that, you can say, oh, okay, you know, that meditation went very well. So that practice of what you get into that awareness slowly has to become a natural habit. Instead of living in the mind, we are living in awareness. So when you are living in awareness, life flows through you as you. Life happens through you. You're just living the life as it is. There is no tension, there is no conflict, there is no friction in life. It just happens. You just flow through it. That's it. That is awareness. That's why it is important we all start to bring that awareness into our own perspectives. One, we have to understand very clearly about awareness and how awareness leads us into the path of realization, the consciousness, the inner silence and stillness. And what are the blocks? What are the things that mind plays for us not to go into that awareness, right? It gives you so many experiences. Even the Ashtasiddhis that we get are also given by mind. So, good point, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Any other questions?
Namaste, Master.
Namaste, madam.
So that 11-day workshop really helped me a lot. So I'm writing journal, like I'm doing exercise for every 2 hours. Am I in awareness state? So how many thoughts? If thought comes, so what I'm doing? Like, am I putting question? So am I replying to that question? So like so many questions, like I'm working on it. Keep practicing.
Excellent, madam. That is all what it takes. That's it. That alone will help you to be in that state of awareness. When you start to put it into your practice, you will become that. Just matter of time.
I'm not expecting anything when I'll be in natural state. I'm just doing my hard work from my side.
No, excellent. Thank you. Kudos to you. And I met Madam at Atlanta last week on Sunday. So she was very gracious. She attended the event as well. The Mega Meditation Summit we launched at Atlanta last week. It is happening on September 25th to 27th. So I'd love to have all of you join the event as well at Atlanta. We will send out more details in the group. But I met Madam there.
I was so happy meeting you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Madam. I mean, you guys are the greatest hosts I have seen. Such a love, such a compassion. I mean, they have taken care of me. Even though I was only there for a few hours, they've been very generous. Not looking at me that, hey, why are you here only for 2 hours? But thank you very much. It was a wonderful experience for me.
Thanks for coming, Master.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you.
I had a time to spend with you for some time at least.
Yeah. So it was very nice, very nice.
Sharda Madam is here. She came from Virginia yesterday.
Sharda, Madam?
From Virginia.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Madam. Oh, you are here. You're in Atlanta, no? Or Madam, you are in Virginia.
She wanted to do meditation in the land. So she came here. She wanted to visit all of the APMA team here, Atlanta.
I see. Apma team. Oh, I see. Oh, you went to the Pyramid Land?
Oh, tomorrow we are planning.
Tomorrow going? Oh, go
Special
there.
work is going on, Master. So we don't have any plan today. Tomorrow we are planning.
Tomorrow? Okay, excellent.
Into 9.
Her energy attract me and pull me here for the Buddha Purnima.
No, excellent, madam. You actually go into that pyramid. I was there. I went to Pyramid Land, madam. When I was there, right? Because excellent. Energies are absolutely pristine. And I was telling Srikanth and everyone that energies are so pristine, right? You feel like pureness. No wonder 72 hours, 48 hours meditations are happening, because you're just able to receive. The land has got very pure energies. So you'll have good time, madam. You'll have very good time there. Please go meditate for a long time. Don't just go meditate for half an hour or so. Sit for a long time. You'll have a lot of good experience.
Thank you.
That is a Pyramid Land.
Atlanta.
Oh, it is there already?
The pyramid is not there. Land.
No, pyramid is not there. They just have the land. They just brought the land.
We can go and do meditation there?
Yeah, the team actually organizes meditations in there. They have just had a 21 by 21 copper pyramid that they have installed there, and surrounding that, and then a little bit into the land, they have the pyramid spot where they're planning to construct a big pyramid. And that's where they do meditations.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to do that meditation.
Please spend time, eat light, and then have fun. Take a a bottle of water, and then that's it. That's all you need.
Please share your experience in the chat.
Definitely, I will.
Actually, we have 24-hour meditation going on, Master. It started at 8:30 in
I
my
see.
master's home. So after this session, we are going there. We'll be there till 4 o'clock tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
Very
you're
nice.
going now after you finish your session. We are planning.
Excellent. You'll have beautiful time there. That's
Yeah.
high energies.
Thank you. Thank you.
So many experienced masters in Atlanta, Sheetal
Yeah.
Master. So many.
Oh yeah, it is.
So blessed. I'm so blessed to be part of all groups. PSSM.
It is absolutely, because the way we got the land, Shrikant was telling me, the way we got the land at Atlanta, it was so surprising. It's next to the highway, everything working together. That 4 acres was left out. It won't be workable for anyone else other than us, because 2 acres cannot be used. 2 acres can only be used. I mean, so many things. It's a divine work, right? So it just cannot happen just like that, right? So the intentions were pure, and it's a time that US also gets pyramids. So I think it's all coming together. You guys are doing fabulous work, man. Thank you very much.
Thanks
You
to
are
the
leading the chair for all of us. So through
thanks.
Atlanta, everyone will come to that. I know we are also looking for pyramid land. So the next we have, that's what I was telling the team as well, right? So there is a plan to get pyramid in Virginia and Maryland as well. So we have started the work.
That is
So, Anil Master, after I came into meditation last year, June,
Mhm.
Masters getting introduced into my life. Premnath Sir Master, Maheshwari Madam, Lakshmi Madam.
Nice.
This year, January, through 41-day meditation program that Virginia team, your team conducted. So, I was connected to you. My actual transformation happening started only at that time.
Very
So, I'm so blessed that I found you
No. We are all
also
working
many
towards
masters
one common goal.
like
See, if you are blessed, I am blessed too. It's together. Our journey is all together. Every one of us is sailing for one common goal, right? Divine oneness. That's it. If we live with the divine oneness, then everything will happen through us. That's it. Let it happen. So that's how we should look at it. If you tell me, hey, it's because of you, then my spiritual ego, like, all right.
so many masters. I'm saying not only
Yes. I mean, each of us, yeah. Every day there is learning. Every day the PSSM as a society, as a movement, right? We are growing big. There is a lot of wisdom that's getting shared. Like attracts like. In your inner, if you have truth, then you get attracted to truth. There are a lot of different wisdoms that we carry in our movement, right? Wisdom at the Muladhara, at every chakra, there is a wisdom, and then you carry all of that. You are learning. And eventually you come to the path of truth and you say that this is it. After this, there is nothing else to learn. You end here. The only thing that you do here, once you become, it's like, that's why it's called a landing state. Sahasrara is a landing state. After you come into the Sahasrara, the learning is happening through giving, through serving, through seva. You are learning, right? So you no longer have that identity. So you're just living happily, always at peace. So it's beautiful that all your great souls and beautiful souls, Buddha souls, because you're all connected to truth. That's the most important. So thank you very much. Thank you, madam. Any other questions? All right. Not then. Have a wonderful time. Thank you very much. We'll see you all next week. Have a great meditation, madam. Awareness, remember.
Yeah, I will.
All right.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Good night.
Let's move on. Let's go.